Did you know that one of Japan's oldest and most unique languages is on the brink of disappearing forever? It's called Uchi Uchinar Guchi, a language not just of words, but of songs, stories, identity, and memory. Many people still think it's just a dialect of Japanese, but that's not true. Linguistically, Uchinar Guchi belongs to the Ryukyu language family, and it's recognized by UNESCO as severely endangered. This means that unless we act urgently, the language could vanish within our lifetime. Once, Uchinar Guchi was spoken across the Ryukyu kingdom, a proud and independent nation with its own kings, its own diplomacy, and its own vibrant culture. But in 1879 that changed. The kingdom was annexed by Japan and language policy shifted. The new government pushed hard for assimilation. Speaking Uchinar Guchi was discouraged, then punished. Children were forced to wear Hogan Fuda dialect tags as a form of public shame, simply for speaking the language they learned at home. Over time, this instilled deep fear and embarrassment. Parents stopped passing Uchinar Guchi on to their children, thinking they were protecting them. Then came the Second World War and the U.S. occupation. Okinawa became a battlefield, and after that, a U.S. military hub. But through all this, even under American rule, the language was not restored, and the Okinawan language continued to fade. Today, most fluent speakers are elderly. Young Okinawans grow up in a world dominated by standard Japanese, global pop culture, and digital media, and most have never spoken Uchinar Guchi in daily life. But here's the truth: language death is not inevitable. It happens when a community gives up or is forced to give up. But it can also be reversed when people care enough to fight for their voice. Just look at Hawaiian or Maori in New Zealand. Once nearly lost, they're now being taught in schools, spoken on the street, featured in music, politics, and film. They came back, and so can Uchinar Guchi. In Okinawa, there are already sparks of revival. Community centers now offer language classes. Local musicians are rapping and singing in Uchinar Guchi, blending tradition with modern sound. And thanks to technology, new tools are emerging. Digital dictionaries designed to help people learn and use the language again. But let's be honest, these efforts, while inspiring, are still small. They lack funding, institutional support, and visibility. If we truly want to bring Uchinar Guchi back, we need more than passion, we need a plan. Here's what that plan might look like. First, we need to integrate Uchinar Guchi into schools not as an optional afterthought, but as a core subject, a cultural right. Next, we must support intergenerational learning. Elders still carry this language in their hearts. We must create spaces where they can pass it on directly to the youth before it's too late. Third, we can harness technology. From AI to social media to subtitles, digital tools can help normalize and spread the language faster than ever before. And fourth, we need to use storytelling and media to make the language visible again. Short films, documentaries, YouTube channels, whatever it takes to bring Uchinar Guchi into everyday life. And finally, we need funding. Revitalization doesn't happen for free. We need public and private support for teachers, creators, programs, and platforms that make learning Uchinar Guchi possible. Because this isn't just about saving a language. It's about undoing generations of silence. It's about healing historical wounds. It's about reclaiming a cultural identity that was nearly erased. When a language dies, we lose more than words. We lose a way of thinking, of laughing, of grieving, of belonging. But when a language comes back, it brings life. It brings pride. It brings connection. So what can you do? Start with one word. Ask your elders. Share this message. Support those who are creating, teaching, and preserving the language. Raise your voice, because if we don't speak Uchinar Guchi, who will? And if we don't protect it, who can? Let's bring it back, not just for Okinawa's past, but for its future. Not just for the people of today, but for the generations to come.